Hello, everyone. Welcome to another scene for the Sept of Forgotten Stories, a Werewolf the Apocalypse venue set in Dublin, Ireland. In this scene, we have a series of meetups that need to happen. So we're just doing them all in one big scene. And I believe that we're going to be starting with this guy.
Yes, that little cutie.
Let's see. What the hell is he doing? He's sitting by the lake, probably sulking a little bit because he hasn't been around Connor as much as he would have liked to have been. He's been preoccupied.
Connor has kind of been kidnapped as of recent.
He has been. So he's sitting by the lake attempting to skip rocks, but it's not working very well. He's just kind of tossing them into the lake. Each attempt is just a bit more violent than the last.
So that would be, about when Brenna comes walking up.
He hears the footsteps and he turns to look.
That's not how you're supposed to skip stones.
He's fucking speechless. I never really did get the hang of this.
Just kind of bite her lip a little bit and move over and show him how to do it.
Which he will watch her show him how to skip the rocks. Mostly watching her and not her technique.
I'm Brenna, by the way.
Jesse.
Wow, I about somehow combined cub and galliard into one odd word.
He grins.
I am a galliard cub.
He nods. I'm a Shadow Lord kinfolk.
Though I'm not much of a cub, seeing as I can hardly ever actually manage to transform.
He furrows his brow. I'm sorry.
Guess it's just a weird quirk.
He nods. There's more to being a Garu than being able to shift. My father is Dev Sinfuegos.
I think I've seen him around the cub house.
Yeah, he's The den mother is his best friend.
I really like Dazzles.
Me too. I hadn't seen her in a long time, but she hasn't really changed.
I was gonna say she's been here at least 6 years that I can remember.
Um, um, yeah, I was like 11 or 12 when they left.
Oh, I guess we're the same age then.
Oh,
She nods a little bit. 18?
me too. Just turned 18 not long ago, a few months.
Last month.
He grins. So I'm a little older than you.
A little bit. Not much.
No, not much.
Um, yeah, she is completely lost for words.
So is he. He's not sure what else to say. Um, what are you? Do you have plans for today?
Other than go back to the Cub house, not really.
Me neither. Do you want to not go back to the Cub house together?
I, yeah, I think I'd like that.
He offers her his arm.
She blushes,
Oh,
but she does, you
his
know,
cheeks are so fucking red right now.
she does eventually accept his arm.
He's looking at her like, really, don't do this to me. Don't leave me hanging.
She does take his arm, albeit quite nervously.
He is, when she does take his arm, she'll notice that he is trembling very softly. His face is fucking deep red, but
Oh,
he's
she's
trying.
also shaking.
He's trying because he really likes her. Um, and he will just walk with her around the lake for now.
Mhm.
Okay, who next? Oh god.
Totally just gonna fucking make it random.
Just close your eyes and point.
5. There you go.
Oh, fuck. Okay, then. We're gonna do this.
Yes, we are.
Well, I'm going to say that Liam is at a different portion of the lake. This lake is fucking huge.
It is.
And it doesn't have to also be at the same time of the day either. But he's actually leaning against the rock that he and Celeste usually meet at, and he has his guitar, and he is playing one of his more sadder songs because he just doesn't know how else to express how he's feeling, so he's just gonna sing about it.
Oh.
And let me just, for shits and giggles, roll to see how well he's singing and playing. Let's see. He has enchanting voice and a shitload of charisma and performance and dex and performance. Just a shitload of performance.
All the performance.
So dice rolls. There we go. Oh, I'm already on the fucking channel. Duh. Shit. So first we'll do his singing, which is 10 dice.
Fucking oof.
That is 10 successes.
Mm-hmm. That it
And
is.
And his dex performance for his
Guitar.
his dex is only 4. And that's a diff 6. That's still 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. Not playing quite as well as he's singing, but
Well, he's putting a bit more, like he's not. It's not a performance for anybody but himself, really. So it's like
fair.
So it makes a bit more sense that he'd put a bit more into the singing than the guitar playing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Charisse will hear said music, and she can't help herself. That soul of the muse.
mm-hmm.
She will approach and listen for a moment.
Yeah, he doesn't notice her at first. He's just kind of lost in what he's doing.
After a moment, she will join him in singing.
Which will probably take him aback, especially since it's one of his songs. So obviously, she listens to his music if she knows it.
And that voice of the songbird. So difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You forgot the D10.
I did, didn't I? Yep.
Yep. You
Yep.
were just trying to roll 10. 10 what?
Shut up, woman. It is 1:30 in the morning, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's only 10:30.
I mean, for you, maybe. Ooh.
3. You get a 10.
I did. That's still oof.
Yeah.
10 dice and 3 successes. That's sad.
Right? Maybe she doesn't know the song that well.
Clearly. She knows it enough that 3 successes is still pretty freaking good.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Which he's a little bit taken aback by the other voice joining his. And he looks to her. And he will keep singing with her until the song is finished, but there's quite a blush on his cheeks as he does.
Yeah, she will continue singing with him until the song ends.
He'll put his guitar aside and he can very, very much smell the Fiona on her
Mm-hmm.
and see that she is just beautiful.
Impossibly beautiful.
Possibly beautiful. Yes.
Because Appearance 7 with
Well,
surreal beauty.
he's in the WWtA. He's seen
Fair.
changelings before, but nothing, even it doesn't matter if you've seen a she before, nothing compares to it. It catches you every time.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't say anything at first. He's just like fucking dumbfounded.
She is used to this. This is not an unusual reaction.
Of course.
She will come over and sit down next to him. You have a lovely voice.
Thank you. I'm guessing that you knew the song.
My little sister loves you.
He smiles. Well, then I also guess that you know who I am.
Liam Donovan.
I am Liam Donovan. And also a Garu.
I've heard of you for other reasons, but
Have you now? And what reasons would those be?
I have. You are a member of the WWtA.
He nods.
You deal with my kind.
I do. My mother was Puka,
Oh,
which is sort of fitting because I'm a Ragabash. I
mm.
drive my dad up the fucking wall.
Isn't that the child's job, though?
Yeah, but it hasn't quit. Although
It's
between you,
always your job.
well, it's also because I'm a Ragabash. My dad's a Philodox, so it is my job
Oh
to
dear.
poke at him and keep him on his toes. But he gave me my deed name, which is Dances on Edge.
Something tells me it's more about dancing on the edge of his nerves than anything else.
Aye, it is. Dancing on the edge of his last fucking nerve, as he puts it.
I suppose I should introduce myself, shouldn't I?
I mean, I would like to know what to call you besides gorgeous, beautiful. That doesn't begin to describe it, honestly.
I am Charisse Dubois. I am a Duchess of House Fiona.
he'll hold his hand out for hers.
She will shake his hand.
And after they shake hands, he will bring hers to his lips and kiss the back of it.
That brings a little smile to her face. Because she does have some pretty intense RBF. But she's an arcade, is she? What do we expect?
And Liam is very used to some intense RBF considering his last wife.
Right.
So that doesn't put him off at all. He got pretty used to that. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
And are you? And of note, her accent is definitely not Irish.
Mm-hmm.
In the slightest.
Nope.
It is very, very French.
He actually smiles, noticing that. And, I spent quite a while in Canada, the Quebec area.
Oh, that's where my family is from.
It's where my late wife is from. Well, she wasn't born there, but she lived there for a long time. This is where I met her. I went there to gain inspiration for an album, and I stayed for several years.
That caused her to smile. The muse can be found in the oddest of places.
Indeed it can. I was checking out the local sept, met her at a moot. And she was a bit hard to crack at first.
We women are creatures of mystery.
Indeed, you are. And she was a Shadow Lord.
Yes, that would explain that, wouldn't it? Even more of a mystery.
She died 4 years ago.
Her smile kind of turns a little sad. I'm so sorry.
Something happened when she was having our daughter, and they couldn't save her.
An unfortunate thing that does happen far too often.
But I have a beautiful little girl who looks so much like her mother. And I have her son, Victor. He views me as more his father than his actual father was.
Wow.
He's also a ragabash.
Oh dear. Two of you in one family.
Right?
That's really drive your father crazy.
Oh, well, if my brother Fenn had had a first change, he'd have been a ragabash too.
My oh my. Surprised the poor man has any nerves left.
He smiles. It's a wonder he's still alive. We haven't given him a heart attack.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but
Have you met my father yet?
I don't think I have.
Well, he is the alpha of the sept.
Suppose we will have to meet at some point.
He'll nod.
My sister intends on staying here, and I
Does
want her
she?
here, as far away from Silver Tara as I can get her.
He furrows his brow. Come from Tara?
Yes, we moved there when a little bit before my sister was born.
How long ago was that?
Not terribly long. 8 years. She's met us.
He nods. Well, I wasn't there. I was in Canada, but you might remember my father. He was there for a little while and then came over here to start the sept about 7 years ago.
I do remember that. He was the Sept Beta, wasn't he?
Aye, he was.
Um, Braun didn't shut up after he left.
I can imagine not. Because, he
Ranting
took
and raving up and down.
he took he took his truth catcher and his brother and his son
And now his daughter.
and now his daughter.
Though I sense there's much more there than. Well, either one of them would be willing to let on.
Well, those two have been in love with each other for years.
I don't see how anyone could hold back on acting on their passions.
My father held on to the memory of my mother for a lot longer than he probably should have. And he didn't let himself move forward. And then he fell out with Braun. So I think part of the move wasn't just to get away from Braun, but his daughter.
Mm.
And she ended up here.
And now she's here. Fate has funny ways of working, doesn't it?
Indeed, it does. It's unfortunate that it took Lorcan's death to bring them together, but
That is unfortunate.
we got to see him last night, or on Samhain.
She smiles. Always been
He,
one of my favorite holidays.
mine as well. I wish that we were able to communicate with all spirits and not just Garu ancestors.
She frowns a bit. Very true. I'm sure you would have liked to see your wife again.
He tears up and he nods. I'd give anything to see her again.
She's sitting here wishing she could somehow make that happen.
But we're not meant to see. I don't understand why we're not meant to see our kinfolk again after they've passed on, but we're just not. We're supposed to, we mate with them and we take care of them and cherish them, and we can't even spend eternity with them.
This is very true. It's not something I had ever thought about. I suppose that's me being an Arcadian, but
You're an Arcadian. That means you realize what that means, right?
she nods.
That this life is your last.
And that's why I live it to the fullest.
He'll nod.
I don't let my desires and passions pass me by.
Definitely a Fiona then.
And a Fiona.
And a Fiona. That's one. He shakes his head.
It's a hell of a combination, isn't it?
It is. You've got the two most passionate things that you could put together. You put them together.
That I did.
He just kind of like blinks. Like he's trying to wrap his brain around that. It's funny. I never actually been with another Fiona. I've always been with Shadow Lords.
That is somewhat odd, given how traditional the Fiona can be.
Why do you think I stayed in fucking Canada? No way, my dad back then.
Daddy wouldn't approve.
Not back then, no. And now he wouldn't give a fuck, but back then, no. He wouldn't have.
Never been with another Fiona. Perhaps we'll have to change that.
He'll nod. Maybe.
Maybe.
Where are you staying?
Hotel, not far off Sept. Decided to stay away from the city for a while.
He'll nod. I can ask Fen and Saoirse if they'll watch Sophia tonight.
She's gonna take his hand and write. Actually, you know what? This is not fucking 2000. She can. Give me your phone.
He will take his phone out of his pocket and hand it to her after he unlocks it.
She will go into the contacts and put herself into the contacts after taking a selfie to set as the caller ID image.
He grins and he blushes when he sees that selfie. Fuck. And he will message her so that she has his number.
That causes her to smile a little bit. There. I will send you my room number.
All right. I look forward to seeing you later.
And you. At that point, she will stand up and slip away.
Liam watches her go, bites his lip. He's torn, honestly. He will go see her and just see what happens. He'll pick up his guitar and go to ask his dear brother and his wife if they will babysit.
Okay.
All right. Now what are we going to do?
Well, we are down to... Shit. What's my last one? 6. So... Lord, we had a lot of fucking meetings that needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. That also means we're going to have a lot of follow-ups.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Oof.
There you go.
Okay. So, it was made blatantly clear a few nights ago to Colin that he no longer has a mate. It was after that she did take him aside and tell him herself that that she is with Brennan.
Only after he made it. Brennan made it blatantly fucking clear.
Oh yeah, he did. Which for Colin left both a sense of relief, but also sadness and fear, even because he's never been alone, and they were together, though it was a very strained relationship. They were together for over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's left him feeling some mixed emotions, ones that he probably didn't really even expect to feel. So he's reflecting, so to speak. Walking along the shore of the lake.
Yeah, Adriana's probably also walking because she's here for her sister. And the fact that she can, pretty much do her job from anywhere. So
Hmm. Um, Colin is lost in his own head, so he doesn't even really see her until he's pretty much running right into her.
Yeah, she also probably wasn't paying attention because she was probably looking down at her phone. She kind of, lets out a bit of a yelp.
So does he. And he looks up. I'm so sorry. I
No,
wasn't.
no, that was my fault. I wasn't I wasn't paying attention to where I was going.
He kind of chuckles because they both said the same thing at the same time. Um, he swallows.
She extends a hand.
He takes her hand and shakes it.
Adriana Hartford.
Uh, Hartford. He's like, I know that name sounds familiar. I just can't place it.
My sister is Cordelia Hartford Belmont.
Right. She's the one helping my brother. I'm Colin O'Brien.
Oh, Adriana knows it's much more than that, but she's not going to say that in front of him. Yes, she is indeed helping your brother.
He kind of gives her a smirk by the way that she says helping. Well, uh, I'm grateful that she is because he's been not himself for a very long time.
That's what I heard. I decided to come over with her and my niece.
He nods.
Wait a minute.
He furrows his brow. What?
Oh my. Are you. You're. You wouldn't happen to be Saoirse O'Brien's dad, would you?
He lights up when she says Saoirse's name. Indeed, I would be Saoirse's da.
Well, small world, I suppose.
Do you know her?
I do. We met at the Septus Green.
Oh, it's, was quite
That's
an
where I
eventful
was
time.
before.
She went there. She went to New York for school, and didn't end up in school. She got caught up in her duties as a garu. Except the green.
As the tail singer.
I
She went through a lot there.
She did. I
I wouldn't wish the things
can't.
that happened to her on anyone, not even my worst enemy.
He shakes his head. Me neither. She was in Hirano when she come back.
I'm glad she managed to get out.
She did. She's married to Sept Alpha's son, Fen.
Oh, she seems a little taken aback by that.
I know, I was surprised as well.
I honestly didn't expect her to ever, if I'm being honest, be with a man.
I didn't either, but I think sometimes it just doesn't matter what gender someone is. Just when you connect with them, you connect.
That's fair.
And if you see them together, he smiles. They really love each other.
She smiles at that.
And they have a beautiful little girl. Her name's Jamie. Every bit of Spitfire Saoirse.
Oh, I imagine so.
She looks just like Saoirse did when she was that age too. And, both of her parents are redheads, so
Oh
Gaia helped.
boy.
I think, if I remember right, when she was born, if she has first change, she'll be a ragabash.
Oh dear.
So you can see what they're in for the next several years.
Indeed. Suppose I should give you a full introduction, huh?
He'll shrug if you'd like.
Adriana Hartford dated chooses her battles wisely. Born on 2 legs under a half moon. Foster of the children of Gaia.
Colin is thinking to himself, what the fuck is it with me and Phyllodoxes? Granted, the first one wasn't really his choice, but well, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Fiona Kinvolk.
Oh, I could smell that much.
He blushes.
There is
I mean,
a
I
lot
see
of Fiona around here.
you're in the motherland. Of course there are.
Fair enough. This particular sept seems to have a recent influx.
We have an influx of McFens because Braun is going off his fucking rocker even more than he has been. Which brought back. He bites his lip. It brought the person that my now former mate should have been with all along.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We We were arranged.
A nasty habit of the Fiannas, that is.
'Tis. And we were in Silver Tara.
Mm. Traditionalist, Fianna.
And Eileen was very much traditionalist for a long time. After what happened with Saoirse, she mellowed out quite a lot, which made the last few years with her more bearable than the previous 20 plus had been.
Bearable shouldn't be the word you use to describe your marriage.
He nods. I know. But we're not together now. And it's weird. I am relieved, but just I've never been alone. And it's weird.
You don't have to be alone.
He looks to her. No.
No, you don't. You're a very handsome man. I'm sure there are plenty of women just knocking down your door.
I haven't met any yet. He gives her a smirk.
Why, that is a surprise.
Except, the one standing in front of me.
Oh, am I now?
Well, I wouldn't say that you're knocking down my door, but you are a very beautiful woman. But a beautiful woman like you wouldn't happen to be single. Would she?
Completely unattached.
That's a surprise.
Hmm. String of bad relationships.
Well, I wouldn't know what a good one would look like. Well, no, I take that back. Actually, I look at Saoirse and Finn. That's what a good one looks like.
Perhaps we'll have to find out together.
I'd like that. He holds his hand out for her.
She will take his hand.
He will pull her to him and kiss her on the lips, gently at first.
Yeah, her hands kind of grip his shirt as he pulls her in. And very much returns that kiss.
He wraps his free arm around her. How about we go back to my place? It's empty.
I think I like the sound of that.
He will pick her up.
Which will garner a squeal from her.
And carry her off.
Down to 4.
we're almost halfway through and almost an hour into the scene.
2, which I think that's a twofer. It is. That is a twofer.
Is that Victor and Rosie
Mm-hmm.
with
Donald and Kale.
Donald and Kale? So, actually, I'm going to say that Victor and Rosie are walking together because they're talking about forming a pack.
Ooh.
Because they're both Cleath. And they figure, why the fuck not? He's a Ragabash. She's Theurge.
It fits.
Yep. Sure that they can find a few more Cleath and or Fosterns to make a pack with. So there we go. So they're walking together, just bullshitting.
And the twins are, as usual, nigh inseparable. And Donald has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, as he often does. Not even really smoking it, it's just kind of hanging there.
As sort of like a habit,
Mm-hmm.
almost comfort thing.
Yep.
I get that. I used to smoke. So as they're walking and they happened to look at, they definitely notice that there are others walking as well. They both simultaneously look.
Because all of that Fiona pure breed.
All of it. And it definitely catches Rosie's attention. And she's like, she's thinking to herself, they both look just like fucking Brandon.
Yep.
Just younger versions of him.
That they fucking do.
So yeah, they both kind of stop in their tracks.
The brothers kind of pause for a minute and, look between the other people that have stopped and are now staring at them and one another.
Victor's expression doesn't change too much. He's very much stoic and resting bitch face. Rosie, on the other hand, is blushing, but almost as red as her hair. And trying very hard not to stare at them. They're both very pretty.
Yeah, I'll put out the cigarette on the heel of his shoe and then tuck it back into the pack. Not intent on, littering, because ew, gross.
Yeah, for real.
Donald kind of wraps his arm around his brother and kind of drags him over. He is blushing and looks like he, is on the verge of being about to die.
Yeah, if Victor knows that he's looking at him, he's looking right back.
Yeah, he's looking, and with Victor looking back, he's a stammering mess.
Victor will walk over to him and he will say, "Hello. I am Victor Donovan.
Yeah, uh, Donald kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and calms him down. I'm Cal McFinn.
He bites his lip. You're McFinn.
He nods.
I'm actually a great nephew of Yuri Konietzko, Margrave of the Shadow Lords.
His eyes go a little wide.
But I don't use the Konietzko name. As far as I'm concerned, Liam Donovan is my father. And so I use his name. But I am a Ragabash of the Shadow Lords. Indeed, it stares into your soul.
Yeah, Kale is feeling that right now.
Mm.
He is feeling the full fucking force of that deed name at the moment.
Amacleus. And it seems that you feel about the same way as my future packmate over there is. He kind of looks back at Rosie, who is just kind of a puddle.
Yeah, Donald will come over to her and extend a hand.
She will take his hand, and that causes her to blush even more.
I don't think you get any redder, lass. You do, you might explode.
I might. I could.
I don't really recommend that.
But she shakes her head.
Doesn't sound like the best idea in the world. Donald McFinn.
I think I met your da the other day. You look just like him.
Yep. The twin sons of Brannon McFinn.
She
and
nods.
the twin nephews of the illustrious Bron McFinn.
She makes a face that
the absolute just sarcasm dripping from his fucking voice.
Which makes Rosie very happy to hear all of the sarcasm because she has a hatred for traditionalists. So I glad to see that you're nothing like him already. I'm she's like, think, Rosie. What the fuck is your name? Roisin, but I go by Rosie Brown. dated a spirit fox and born on 2 legs under a crescent moon. I'm a class of Fiona.
Wow, Theurge.
She nods. I have quite an affinity with fox.
It's what Kale and I would have been had we had our first change.
Oh? You have been Theurges?
Mm-hmm. Unlike our father, who would have been in our room.
Out of character, that makes so much fucking sense.
Right.
Holy shit. Rosie just nods.
That stammering mess back there is my brother.
She nods.
He gets very nervous around pretty men.
I mean, I can't blame him. She also gets very nervous around pretty men. I tend to get the same way.
So that's why you're so nervous right now.
She just nods her head. I
He smirks a little bit. Meanwhile, Kale is desperately, trying to make the connection between his brain and his mouth function.
right. So here's what Victor does.
Oh shit.
He walks closer to Kale and he wraps an arm around him. He pulls him right on him and he kisses him.
His face goes blood red. And he's pretty clearly taken aback at first. Because he's not used to, being this open.
Victor gives no fucks at all. None of them.
She just kind of grips Victor's shirt and kind of lets out a little whimper as he returns the kiss.
Victor kisses him for a moment and then pulls back. You're definitely not used to this, are you?
No.
We'll get used to it. He strokes his cheek.
It's hard to be open when your uncle is, well, Braun McFinn.
Well, you're not at his sept anymore. And even if we were, I would punch him right in his old and senile fucking face.
Gail's eyes just go wide. Brave words.
He smiles. My grandfather is the alpha of the sept, and he doesn't care. And if he did, I'd punch him in his face too.
Noel just kind of, watches this like, all right. And not to be outdone.
I can't even with Victor. Oh my god.
In order to not be outdone, Donald takes Rosie's hand.
She is trembling.
And he pulls her in against him.
Her eyes go wide.
And he will whisper, "Remember to breathe, lass," before he leans down and kisses her.
She breathes and returns the kiss. And wow. Yep, she really likes that. It's a good thing that she's against him because her knees are very weak. She sort of. He can probably feel her almost collapse.
But she would hold her up.
And she grips his shirt or jacket, whichever.
He is probably wearing the leather jacket from the overlay.
Yeah, so she grips the jacket, holding herself up as well as she kisses him.
He pulls back with a little smirk.
She swallows and looks to him. That was really nice. I liked that.
So did I.
I
We'll have to do it again sometime.
would like that.
Perhaps somewhere a little less public.
She nods. The redness moves from her face down her neck and across like the top of her chest. Just all of her red.
He smirks a bit.
And she's pale, so it's very noticeable.
It is. And he is getting a fucking kick out of it.
She's such a precious bean.
She really is.
Her and her sister are a lot alike.
They
It's great.
It's fucking Christ.
Do you want my phone number?
He will unlock his phone and hand it to her.
She takes his phone and takes a deep breath to steady herself because she's shaking. And she'll put her number in his phone and hand it back.
He will smile and send off a little emoji.
Oh, fuck. She looks.
It's a little devil face.
She bites her lip. I love getting messages.
About our fucking live stream.
She will be brave and send back the eggplant emoji.
He arches an eyebrow at that. And he will send her back his room number with an 8 p.m. question mark.
Send back yes.
And he'll send back see you then.
Fucking dead. Victor, on the other hand, isn't letting Kale go. And he'll whisper in his ear, I have a small apartment just off Sept if you'd like to go there.
I think I'd like that.
Good. Me too. He looks to Donald. I'm stealing your brother.
Thomas raises his hands. Not my problem.
He smiles.
You just take good care of him.
Oh, that I will. Don't worry.
Kale's just like, I'm right here.
He leans in and nibbles his neck.
It becomes pretty clear that if he could pass out right now, he probably would.
Yeah, he's just gonna pick him up. Sling him over his shoulder. Let's go.
He doesn't even fight it. Donald is just leaning back against the fucking tree, watching this, completely amused.
Rosie looks at this display and shakes her head. And she looks back at him. And she looks at what time it is right now.
It's 7:55.
Oh, good. She will go up to him. I don't have a car.
I do.
Oh, I might need a ride.
I think I can handle that.
She smiles.
He is going to lean down, brush his lips along her ear, and then pull back and pick her up.
She yips just like that. Just like a fox would. It's great. And she hangs on to him.
Mhm.
Oh, wow, that was quite a thing.
That was quite a thing. So,
So
we only have 2 left.
we do. Do we want to do? I think we should do Rose last because it's going to be a lot of emotions.
And guess what? The dice agree.
Oh, well, there we go. So I'm going to say that Cameron, since it is Sunday, is finishing up a shift at the hospital.
She probably is as well, to be fair. They probably run into each other in the parking lot.
Probably. He blinks when he sees her.
She does the same. She's a little taken aback.
Deirdre.
Cameron?
He nods.
It's been a long time.
It has. Wow. You look like you haven't aged a day.
I could say the same for you.
He shakes his head. Whatever.
Oh, gosh. It's true.
It's not. I got these bags under my eyes and hair starting to thin out a bit.
Oh, shut up. You look just as good as the day we met.
He blushes at that. How are you?
I'm doing good, I guess. I'm working a lot at the hospital.
Me too. I just started back not too long ago. I still have my practice, but all the kids are. They don't need me anymore.
It's an unfortunate thing that happens. They grow up.
It is. I've got, the twins and Brenna, both Rosie and Brenna are Garu. Brenna just had her first change not that long ago.
Oh. Both the girls, I'm surprised.
Rory is Ken. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But yeah, now that I don't need to keep track of them really as much, I needed something to fill the time.
That is understandable. So you started taking shifts at the hospital again.
Yeah. So I work here on the weekends and have my practice during the week.
That's good. I'm happy for you. Other than the kids, how you been?
He nods. Been okay, I guess. Uh, it's been hard.
I heard. I'm sorry.
It's been It's been 10 years, but sometimes it feels like it just happened.
Doesn't make it any easier.
No. Um, what about you? You with anyone? Got any kids?
None of the above.
His brows go up. I'm surprised.
I guess I just never met the right person.
He takes a breath. And he moves closer to her and takes her hand.
She swallows.
I think you did. Just not at the right time.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one who felt that way.
You know, I wanted to call you or find a way to see you so many times, but I don't know why I didn't after.
And I wanted to, but I thought it'd be best to give you your space.
It's been 10 years. My kids are grown. I don't want space.
I don't either.
He pulls her in.
She does not fight at all.
And he doesn't care that they're in the parking lot. He's going to kiss her.
Which she will return, not caring as well that it is the parking lot.
He'll break it before he decides to fuck her there in the parking lot. My place or yours?
Less chance of kids interrupting at mine.
Yours it is then. Just take your car. You can bring me back to mine in the morning.
I think I can agree to that.
And maybe might have to take a day off tomorrow.
Bites her lip.
I can have another doctor cover my patients.
I think I like the sound of that.
He kisses her again before they go to her car. Where it will be a very tense ride back.
Yes, because oof. All of the oof.
All of the oof. Well, I think since this particular scene has gone an hour and a half, we can end this one here and do the last thing. That we have to do tomorrow. It's probably a good thing for us to do that one in its own scene anyway.
Probably that one's gonna be a
lot.
Whew, an emotional train wreck.
And might honestly take almost as long as this entire scene has been.
Right.
So we'll end this one here. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We will see you next time. Goodbye.